Armstrong. She is a forensic psychologist, and she joins us now live from our newsroom. Doctor, thanks for being with us.
Sure.
Help us understand, we think, according to what some of the experts are pointing toward, that there was a revenge motive here on the part of Burkhart, if indeed he is guilty of these crimes. Can you flesh that out a little bit for us?
Right. Well, what we know is that fairly recently he was at a court hearing that was being held for his mother and some charges that she was facing, and he erupted. He started shouting expletives at the court, at the judge, and he was escorted out by police officers. And we think that he was just fell apart, really, when he found that his mother was going to be deported. His internal psychological structure fell apart. I mean, clearly he's very wrapped up in his mom. He's 24 years old, 26 years old, still very engaged and hooked into her. We know that she ran some sort of, we don't know this, there's a report that she ran a questionable erotic massage business, likely from their home.
There's ads on Craigslist, it's been reported.
Right, right. And when a child is exposed to this kind of behavior in their mother, it creates a trauma in and of itself. So we know that there was the background of some serious disruption and trauma and really unusual behavior in the home. So in this case, that trauma caused him to be more bonded to her. And when he found that she was going to be deported, he lost it. He completely fell apart.
You know, Doctor, there's a big leap, though, between a child having relational problems with his mother and jumping to setting cars on fire in 50 different places.
Yes, absolutely. But the problem with his mother was really more of a symptom, another symptom. He fell apart. He wanted revenge to them. There's some report that he was shouting something about hating Americans as well. And
he was arrested, yeah.
That's right. And so he interpreted the whole court process as Americans. And then it became a feeling for him, inside of him, it was an us versus them. And his need was to commit revenge on them because they were going to take his mother. Now, the unconscious process inside of him was, when he was separated from his mother, he knew he was going to fall apart. And by virtue of the deportation order, he was psychologically beginning to be essentially forcibly separated. And what he tried to do was manage his own out-of-control feelings by taking control. He lit these blazes throughout the city, mostly in his own neighborhood, and the idea was to gain some sort of control, to watch all the firefighters run, to call attention to himself. He did fall apart when he realized he was going to be separated from her.
So to gain control and to call attention to the issue or to himself, but not to hurt others?
Correct.
Because he could have killed people. He
could have, but in this case, that would just have been incidental, collateral damage. The intent was to start the blaze. The intent was to get the attention. It really was an outward expression of his internal rage.
Interesting. Dr. Julie Armstrong, thank you very much for pointing that out. It sounds like if he wants to go with an insanity defense, he's possibly going to have a hard time.
That's probably true.
All right. Julie Armstrong, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Now, Dr. Armstrong talked about Burkhart's mother. There is the mom. Dorothy Burkhart, wanted in Germany.